Hey guys, Caitlin with Gravel here. Today I'm gonna be packing for a 7-day trip and I'll be showing you what I put inside of this bag to make sure I have everything I need while keeping really minimal. This is basically a way that I've packed for the last, 10 years. And over time, I've learned that less is more, which is no surprise. Most travelers are usually preaching that message, but it's just true. You realize you wanna carry less and you wanna do it more effectively, and this is a great way to do it. So, some tips and tricks. I always pack my pants separately outside of a travel cube into the bag wherever they're gonna be able to fit best. We'll find out as we go. And then I always bring the TSA 311 bag. This is one of my favorite bags that Gravel makes. I use it for tech gear and accessories. I also use it for really short trips that I'm going on when I don't want to bring one of our toiletry bags. If it's a longer trip, I'll leave the 311 at home or I'll bring one full of my tech gear. But for my toiletries, I'll bring our toiletry bag, which is going to be this guy. And as you can tell, it has been thoroughly used and loved. Basically, the interior is gonna give you a really good way of just storing everything you need to be traveling with. I love these. It's also really thin. You're literally at the same thickness as the 311 if you're wondering, does this take up more space? It's either you want a catch-all version or you want a very organized version. Totally up to you. You can check these both out on our website. But wait, before we get into this video, I want to tell you about a travel celebration that Gravel Travel puts on every single year. Statistically, around May, people start traveling much more. And since we make travel products that actually solve problems, we want to hook you up with a discount and a dope sale during our travel celebration. So go to graveltravel.com to see all of that. And if you're watching this after May 3rd, the travel celebration has ended, but don't worry. We want to hook up our YouTube community with a discount code all for themselves, which is YT Friends. Make sure you use that at checkout and go have some epic travels. Okay, let's get back into the packing. Next up, you can use the one that the suitcase comes with, or I just already have the Gravel bag for my dirty laundry. And so I'll just throw this into the base of whatever bag I'm using, or you can roll it up and actually put it in that little side pouch that's here. So this one, nothing else. If you can't find anything useful for that side pouch, I'll just like throw this in there. But sometimes it does conserve more space if it's just flat packed. So I like to keep that in mind, and I'm always shifting things around. But when you're going for 7 days, you want to be meticulous about how you're putting things in your bag. So this is the side that has the pocket that's coming up into the actual main cabin interior. And I'm just gonna add another pair of pants and like a little side lightweight jacket that I like to carry. I'll usually sometimes wear that in the airport. It just depends how cold my location is. And so on this side right now, we've literally got pants, a jacket, our toiletry bag, and that's it, which is not much. We still have a lot of space. Next up for products I absolutely love to use is the Gravel Travel Cubes, which I like to put, if I'm going on a 7-day trip, I'll put all my socks and underwear in one, just to keep it super organized within my bag. And then on this bigger one, this is actually 8 t-shirts that are stuffed inside of our bigger travel bag. And I'll put that in the bag, however's best fit. Something to keep in note is because this bag has this kind of middle divot for where the handle's at, I would definitely take up that space right down here underneath these travel cubes, pack it full of whatever you need to pack it with. This can definitely go on this side. We don't need to take up space over here, so we'll throw that in. So to recap, I have 8 t-shirts, I have socks and underwear for 8 days, I have 3 pairs of pants, a jacket, 2 dresses, and you guys, we still have space. Like, my toiletries are in here as well. I also have a dirty laundry bag so that as things get dirty, they can go into there. That will go into the bag. We still have space on top here, which I like to put just some snacks. So I'll throw some snacks in there. So I'll usually just bring random like snacks or supplements, vitamins, things like that. I'll just throw them in here because we are taking this as a carry-on. I do have TSA pre-check, so they usually don't care about food, but if you're going through TSA, food is something that will always set the alarms off, and they'll usually have to check your bags. So think that through wisely. If you want to put it in your carry-on, maybe you don't. Honestly, there is quite a lot more space that we could shove stuff. I always go with the rule of thumb is I want a little bit of space in my carry-on for a 7-day trip, solely so that I can bring back gifts or little items or trinkets or things like that. I love to buy books in other places or rings or, you know, gifts for friends, family. And so I like to leave a little bit of space for that. As you can see up here, we have the perfect amount of space for a pair of shoes. So we can throw a pair of shoes in there. My rule of thumb for traveling with shoes, everyone's different because you have your preferences, but I like to bring a really comfy sneaker for the travel day. And then I like to bring like a cool girl's shoe in my luggage, because if you're gonna be somewhere for 7 days, you can definitely wear the same shoes. I've worn the same shoes on a 3-month trip. I just brought literally 1 pair of shoes. But if you don't have to, why would you, right? So I always like to bring just like a second pair, and these will go with the dresses that I'm bringing or, you know, other outfits, things like that. But basically we've got a pretty simplistic pack here. And then on this one, we're gonna vertically snap it shut. And we still have quite a lot of room to kind of overpack this bag, which, like I said, I like to go there with that in mind. So we have a ton of space under here that we could pack. Little things can go in here. Also the sides and underneath, there's quite a lot of space. I pack pretty lightly and I only bring what I need. I also always know that when I get somewhere, I end up wearing less outfits than I thought I would. And I've been trying to reduce the amount I bring on every single trip just so that I get there and I'm not disappointed that I overpacked. So yeah, this bag, I'm pretty impressed. I mean, this would definitely work for me for like a 7 to 10 day trip. I probably could get it to work. With an extra pair of shoes as well and my toiletries. So that's pretty cool. And then I'll usually end up throwing some kind of camera gear into the bags as well, which is nice. So we'll go ahead and shut this. As you can see, there's like a lot of room. I'm not having to force this shut at all. And that again is my goal. So this bag is pretty fun. And then we still have this whole front space for if I want to take some weight off of my back and I want to put my laptop, my tablet, my, you know, random little accessories, probably some snacks is what I would put in here, to be honest. And yeah, I'm pretty stoked about this bag. I think it'll be really useful for my further travels. Now that this is all packed, I will also be bringing my backpack with me. That's because I keep all of my camera gear, my laptop, everything like that in this bag. Sometimes I'll have the laptop in this front pocket or the tablet or things like that. But typically all of my camera gear, all my digital stuff is inside of this backpack. And attached to it, I like to keep the Gravel travel blanket. This is awesome, keeps you warm on planes. It's also great for when you get to your destination. If you're staying in a hotel and the sheets look a little off or anything like that, you're always having a backup to stay warm. So I just love bringing it with me. Super easy, lightweight. I hope you enjoyed this video. I know it was pretty simple, but I didn't want to overcomplicate the packing process. A lot of times people will just kind of add these rules to it that don't need to exist. And I've just found over time that less is more, and that's usually the message that most travelers are preaching, because you need the things that you need, but you really don't need to bring every single thing that you have back home. Especially on a 7-day trip. So hopefully it was useful. Comment below if you want to share any tips that you would like to share with the community. We're always finding that information super useful to us. So thank you so much for being a part of it and chatting with us. We'll catch you in the next one. Peace.